what's going on, guys? So this video is coming out a little earlier than I wanted to. It has somewhat to relate to my last video, being my turbo, somebody trying to steal the turbo off my car. I'll get into that in a little bit, but today's kind of like a sad day, but to be honest with you, I'm not mad at all. We're actually taking the motor out today. I know it's early. I know I barely got any clips of the car driving. That's because I was trying to like fine tune it, but the motor's coming out today. Should be pretty simple because everything's pretty much brand new. But we're gonna use that to our advantage. And now that I'm doing everything twice, I could bring my camera along and you guys could get more detailed experience of what's going on with the car, and you guys can learn better and the world will go around. Alright, so like I said, we're taking the motor out today and we're gonna use that to our advantage. Since this is the second time I'm doing this whole motor out, rebuild, put everything together or whatever, now that I have knowledge on how to do it, I don't have to like focus on what I'm doing. I could actually pick up the camera and show you guys how to do things, what to do, and just help you guys out along with me putting my car back together. So I'm going to try and pick up the camera a lot, and you guys should like that. I'm going to try and make quality videos of the rebuild. The reason I am taking the motor out today is for my last video, like you guys saw, somebody tried stealing my turbo. They loosened the turbo, they cut the intercooler pipe, it was a mess. And in result of them loosening my turbo and me not knowing and driving, the turbo basically had vibrations and shaking around, and it actually cracked the welds at the V-band, and now is loose. So I gotta get that taken out, I gotta get that rewelded, but the season's pretty much over, so I'm just gonna take it out and redo everything, get a jump start, because I have a lot of new plans for this and you guys are gonna like them. I'm gonna show you guys how I do everything and what I'm doing. So yeah, let's get to taking this motor out. Alright, so the first thing we're gonna do to start taking the motor out, it's gonna be a lot simpler than the first time because I already got the downpipe off, it's V-band. I just got the bolts, I got the axles, the motor mounts, and the wires, and everything should just come right out. But we're gonna first start off by taking off the front end, so that's the bumper, the intercooler, the bash bar, and the whole rad support. And the way I have my car set up, it's pretty simple. I have like a quick release bumper, you could say. I got no bolts here, so it just clips in on both sides, which is pretty convenient. And the grill's not even bolted into anything, it just sits here. And I just got 4 screws there, and that's gonna get the bumper off, and then I'm gonna start taking everything else off. So let's time lapse that. So you guys just watched the time lapse. We took the front end off, the bumper, the intercooler, the rad support and whatnot, and this is where we are right now. We got the whole wiring harness off the car, hanging off over here. We still have this side to do. Actually, no, we don't have this side to do. This side's off as well. Yeah, we took pretty much everything's out. All we need to do is the dog bone under, the axle under, the fuel lines, and she's ready to come out. So we're gonna get working on that, and then we'll give you guys another update as we're about to pull the motor out. Alright, so I'm pretty much done for taking the car apart tonight. But there are a few more things I'm gonna do before I actually wrap up for the whole night. But one thing I do recommend when you're taking apart an engine or taking out anything and you're messing with the wires, really good tip is to just label each and every wire. As I have labeled the power steering. I'm gonna go through each individual plug and just label what it is, so when I go to put it all back together, I know where everything goes. And actually, I'm gonna be extending my harness because I'm doing a wire tuck and I'm gonna be shaving the bay. So having those things labeled is gonna help me tremendously at the end. So that's a pro tip for you guys when you're doing something like this. So I'm gonna clean up the garage. As you can see, it's pretty messy. I got fluids everywhere, and I'm gonna clean myself up a little bit because my hands are gross, my face is gross, and I'm gonna come back down into the garage. I'm gonna start writing little labels on these for tomorrow, because I'm gonna come back tomorrow and hopefully have it out. I have plenty of time tonight. I have the energy. I just have other things to do. I got work tomorrow. Tomorrow's Monday, so we'll come back to this in a little bit. All right, guys, we're back. This is the second day of me pulling the motor out of the car. Last night, I spent a little more time cleaning up because it was a little dirtier than I had expected. So I didn't get to actually putting the tags on the wire harness. I'm gonna save that for once the motor comes out. But I've been working probably for the past hour and a half, 2 hours. Disconnected the axles, the dog bone, and like the power steering stuff. But everything is disconnected from the motor except for the tranny mount and the motor mount. So we're gonna start hooking up the engine hoist, which is right over here. We're gonna get the chains on everything, and we're gonna pull her out and assess the damage on the exhaust manifold, or the turbo manifold, because that's what's cracked. And we're gonna start ripping her apart, probably tomorrow, because it's gonna get late again. So I'm gonna continue everything tomorrow. Tonight my main goal is to get it out and get it on a tire at least. I gotta actually buy an engine stand because I don't have one anymore. So that's what we're about to do right now. This is something I didn't do last time, and that's why I lost a lot of the bolts, because I kind of just had them pile up on here and then they fell, or just, I don't know, I lost track of them. I had to buy a couple things, but a lot of people do this when you're removing a motor or like redoing everything like I am. You get a piece of cardboard and a Sharpie, label what you got going on, and stick the bolts right through the back, just like that. So like I got my axle bolts and I got the dog bone bolts. I got a couple more things over here that I gotta stick in, but once the motor comes out, I'll update this, and this is something that I highly recommend if you're doing something like this, because it's good to stay organized. That's how you get shit done correctly. Don't want to lose anything. Alright, so everything's disconnected. The motor is held up by the engine hoist right now. I'm going to drop the engine hoist and drop the motor a little bit, and we should be in business. Okay. Wait, it's this now. I think you're free. Alright, we just gotta free the motor out of the engine bay, and then we can drop the car back down. That's it. Now we're just in the way of the jack. Alright.
That's fucking sketchy how it's angling.
That's alright. Drop the jack. Easy though. You're good. We did it! Kind of.
Alright, gotta jack it up more, huh?
What? Well, we gotta make clearance for the motor. I want it, yeah, we might have to jack it up over the fender actually. Unless I can slide it out.
Oh, you can slide it out.
Alright, you gotta pull it though. Pull it back to clear the frame rail. Hold on. Okay. Pull back to the board. Actually, we can leave it right here. We'll assess some damage. Alright, so as you can see, there's no more motor in the engine bay. You just watched us struggle a little bit to get it out. It actually wasn't too bad. So the motor's out. The motor's actually sitting right here. I don't know if we could try and get you to see the crack, but you probably not gonna see it. It's a little dark. I'll show that in another video. Yeah, turn your flashlight on. I don't know if you could see it. You can see it?
Yeah.
Yeah, look at that. That's no good. So that's the reason why I actually took the motor out. Here, you guys come back. But now we're just basically gonna clean up the garage. That's gonna be it for tonight. Again, I didn't get to labeling the wiring harness. But I will get to that before I do anything else to this. So that's gonna sit there for a while. I was actually just updating my little board that I have all my bolts on. I got my bracket bushings. This thing's gonna save my life when I go to put this thing back together when I'm looking for bolts. So that's really recommend you guys do that if you do anything to your car. You probably know that already. It's pretty common for people to do this, but if you don't know, you're welcome. What's going on, guys? So I just wanted to get on the camera real quick. I want to apologize. The video you just watched was filmed probably like a week and a half, 2 weeks ago. I've been really slacking on the videos, and I know that, and it bothers me every day I don't post a video because I generally do love doing this, and I don't want to lose the following that I have now. Another thing I want to apologize for is the lens that I'm actually using right now. I'm using my old lens and it makes noise with autofocus. The reason I'm using this is because I misplaced my good lens. I have no clue what the hell I did with it, but I can't find it anywhere. So I apologize for that also. I'm going to work on getting some newer camera equipment because technology I got is kind of outdated. And I'm just going to try and use this build that I'm doing now, the whole rebuild. I'm going to try and use that to my advantage and make some quality videos for you guys and get YouTube going. I want to make stickers, I want to make merchandise, I want to get this channel on a move because it's at a good point right now and I don't want to lose that. So hope you guys enjoyed this video that I just edited here. It's a little out of whack because of this crazy lens, but at least I got the video out. But thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and please stay tuned. I got some quality videos about to come out. A lot of how-tos and whatnot, so should be good. Peace.